So I thought I was done with this entire topic, but some information was brought to light that I really think should be shared. So that's what I'm going to do. This is going to be the final video that I do talking about the weenies and the toxic group chats that Colleen Ballinger has participated in. Now, I've never actually spoken with Adam or had any interactions with him, so I don't really know what kind of person he is. But I really don't get behind the fact that everyone's pegging him as a liar when he was a group member of the weenies for so long. I find it kind of weird, but I guess that's what people do when they're trying to protect others, right? So his parents allegedly uploaded 2 screenshots from the group chat, and it appears that Colleen is being extremely inappropriate with him. Now, I had several issues with this, but I did some digging and spoke with someone that was in with the weenies, and they've confirmed that it was not Colleen typing that. After that was a discussion that we had, one of the weenies came forward saying that they changed their profile picture and their name to Colleen, and they were just having fun. Now, I don't know why anyone would want to do that, but it was done, and you have to keep in mind that these were minors just messing around in a group chat. The problem is, Colleen was not a minor, she was an adult, and she should have recognized that these were issues and put a stop to them. Allowing people to pretend to be you can cause a lot of problems. For example, this is going to come back on her because it's her name and profile picture. So I definitely think that she should have put a stop to that kind of behavior and maybe not found it funny. But there's a lot of things in the weenies group chat that just wasn't funny. And that brings me to the pyramid. Someone watched my last video and reached out to me and sent me an HD copy of the pyramid, so I'm going to share it here and do a voiceover explaining each tier of the pyramid and what they mean. Pause to read. I don't really know how to edit this voiceover, but I've zoomed in so you guys can see each tier and what it means. So I briefly touched base on the fact that I didn't know what a squeak was before I saw the pyramid, and I got called a squeak quite frequently. I didn't know what that meant. So when I found out what it was, I was absolutely disgusted that Colleen participated in squeak interactions with the word. She calls you guys squeaks. Here's what that means. It's not an endearing term. Last year, Colleen actually participated. A fan thought it would be a funny idea to trick the squeaks into thinking that it was Colleen's birthday. And Colleen went on Twitter and participated, saying, "I can't believe it, I'm turning..." Well, see the screenshot for yourself. And here's Colleen's participation. Gross. Not exactly someone that I'd like to look up to, or my children. I think the mentality of fitting in with teenagers and their mentality is what she's trying to do. Maybe she's not trying to be as toxic as she is or problematic. I think she's just trying to be the cool mom. The cool mom. And in this mentality, she had this group of teenagers that she treated differently than everyone else. And it wasn't a matter of they talk to them all the time. It was a matter of she tweets them all the time. They go to all her shows. She gets lots of pictures with them. She talks about them all the time. It was very obvious when I was in the fandom that people's feelings were hurt by this. And for the longest time, I also felt a little hurt by it because it was like, well, what does this specific group of people have over her that she doesn't want to talk to anybody else or interact with anyone else? Now, she's a lot better about interacting with other people now, but at the time, it was a little obsessive. Now, allowing inappropriate behavior, allowing special treatment, they kind of made them feel like they were superior to everyone else, which was not a good look. Now, Colleen gets a certain amount of comp tickets for every show, and if she doesn't have family members using those tickets, she gives them to the weenies, which would explain how they can afford to go to all these shows. Favoritism is something that Colleen has been guilty of, and during the time when she was told that she was no longer allowed to hug her fans because of, Flynn, she was pregnant, she made a huge deal out of it. She cried about it, said she was really upset about it, and I don't doubt that. She's big on hugging. But what I found interesting was the next slide. This just goes to prove that the weenies meant a great deal to Colleen, because one of them, maybe more, I only have proof of one, actually got to hug her when no one else was allowed to. Here's also proof that after she had Flynn, she had them backstage so they could meet Flynn and hang out with her family. I know, you're probably rolling your eyes thinking, okay, so she had favorites. What's the big deal? The big deal isn't having favorites. It's giving those people special treatment in a toxic environment and making them feel like they can do no wrong, they can do whatever they want, and brag about the fact that they're in with Colleen and they don't care. And that is what the problem was. It was their attitude and the way that they treated other fans. Audience participation is not. It's not a thing. A majority of the time she picks her friends to go up on stage and has already planned things out. And I just think that's really gross. All these kids are just wanting to get on stage and meet her that couldn't afford meet and greet tickets, because that's a big thing for a parent to pay for tickets. And she just picks her friends up and brings them on stage and basically just hangs out with them. That's fun for them. And I guess it can be funny for people watching, but it's disappointing when you find out that you wouldn't have gotten picked anyways because you weren't a friend of hers. And I just think that's gross. There's a lot of disappointed fans, and they didn't get the opportunity to participate. And isn't that why you tour, Colleen? Like I said, the weenie reached out to me, and I told her, that's the only thing I want to know. What was going on in the group chat that led her to message me? And she told me that Colleen was talking to them and told them to come and find out what was going on with me, which explains why I got several of them in my DMs at the exact same time. The reason they were there was to find out why I couldn't write about her anymore. But when I didn't give them the information they needed, and they reported back to her, insert Colleen. Now, it wasn't really addressed, but the fact that Adam said that she sent him to do her dirty work and go find tea, Adam wasn't lying. Here's proof. So in this screenshot is just basically us starting to talk about it. And here's where she admits that they did do that. Now, Trisha Paytas lovin', Gabby Hanna friend, Colleen Ballinger swears to the gods that she doesn't like drama. No, she likes other people to find out what the drama is so she doesn't have to involve herself, because she doesn't want to look bad. Now, if you recall Adam's screenshots, she said exactly that. Pause to read, and I'm sorry I cut myself out of this, but it was at the top. And while I'm saying this, I'm saying, coming to see what the tea is with me, isn't that considered drama, Colleen? The drama you swear you want nothing to do with? I'm sorry. Isn't this drama, Ballinger? Now I have to say this. Right when I was about to walk away from my page and stop writing about her, Colleen swooped in. Sound familiar? Kind of what she did to Adam every time he tried distancing himself. She'd follow his YouTube account, like something on his page, sending him a DM. Kind of keeping him on the hook. Yeah. Now, to make sure that I was always on her hook, I would send her a message and she'd leave me on read. I'd send her another, she'd leave me on read. And after about 3 times, she'd answer one. And I was really frustrated because right when I'm like, you know what? She's not answering anything. I'm done. She'd answer one. And then I'd be like, oh, okay, maybe she doesn't hate me. She literally does this. She's smart, I guess. That's what you would do if you didn't really want to talk to somebody, but you wanted them in your good graces. And then I'm going to get to this point. She reaches out to people for a reason. Okay? She recently reached out, and I'm not talking crap about this person, so please don't take it this way. but she reached out to a drama channel to make a statement. What? It's important to mention that this drama channel was not on her radar a terrible amount. She'd seen some of her stuff, but after I came forward and I started getting attacked by this drama channel, Colleen messaged her to make sure she was okay. When she wasn't even the topic of any of my discussions. Does this not seem suspicious to anyone else? Why would Colleen do that? Because she saw her attacking me and didn't want to be the next victim. Now, this drama channel recently did a video where she was actually criticizing Colleen and calling her out on some of her BS. I was sent screenshots of this drama channel saying that Colleen left her on read. Red. I always say that wrong. But she left her on red. So she was talking about making another video on her. And I bet you know where the story is going now. Guess who decided to respond and apologize for her behavior personally? I'm not writing a book. This actually happened. So this geriatric squeent got DM'd by Colleen, and what was I supposed to do? Fall at her feet? I didn't. I was actually put back, and I messaged my group chat, and I was like, Colleen just messaged me and it's not sitting well with me. And like, I actually had a conversation with this group chat about it because something was off. And they all agreed with me, like, well, maybe a couple of people were saying, like, maybe she's just being nice. No, she was not. Now, the weenie that did message me in the screenshot earlier did say that she doesn't know why Colleen messaged me, but it was probably not from a malicious place. I don't think she was trying to be malicious. I think she was trying to sway me. Just as she's trying to do to this drama channel, and keep her on her good graces because she gets a lot of traffic. One slip up and she's gonna get the glade again. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's... So, with things pretty much confirmed, let's talk about the fact that people were sending her death threats and she didn't like that. I mean, obviously, who would? And if you are doing that, knock it off. Nobody deserves to die, especially over things on the internet. But I have to say, with that energy, Colleen, where was that energy when you allowed your entire fandom to mutilate your ex-husband? When you knew that the divorce was your idea and that you had filed for divorce because you found a new man. I'm sorry to be the one to say it, and I've gotten a lot of backlash about it. Anyone with a brain can put the clues together and figure it out. What person files for divorce in October and takes their new man on 3 vacations before Christmas? So in my DMs, I basically got a warning. Anyone who says lies about her gets a block. What lies exactly? Well, the D word. Divorce. And the J word that no one wanted to say at the time. Joshua. That is taboo. And why is it taboo? I mean, if she didn't do anything wrong, why is it taboo, right? Watch me catch my block. Sorry. The shade came out of me. Sorry. I'm not really sorry. Choking on drama. I also wanted to acknowledge that last year when I brought attention to the Weenies group chat existing and how toxic it was, damage control was done. In the bio on Instagram for their group chat, the members list had been deleted. Their social media accounts were seemingly inactive, and any pictures that existed of Colleen with the Weenies or her talking about the Weenies were deleted. I'm fully aware that I don't know how to do this YouTube thing, and I'm basically playing around on Snapchat and just uploading it. I do have to edit this one because I have to enter screenshots and stuff like that in VoiceOver, so it's going to take a while to edit. But I am not doing this to be mean. I'm doing this because everyone in this fandom has a voice. I cannot tell you how many people have come forward to me begging me to keep them like secret, like not telling anybody who they are, because they're afraid of the fandom coming after them. And I am just so disgusted that people treat others the way they do. Like, come forward and talk about what matters to you. Like, that's what we should be doing on this platform.